afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sonic here, and today I'm going to be showcasing all of the Halloween items that are currently obtainable in this year's Halloween event. So let's get this started. I'm going to be starting from the lowest all the way up to the highest, and with the exception of the Hollow Spoon, of course, because it has several properties. So I'll be showcasing some of those properties. That's alright. Let's get started. So the first things you'll be unlocking are the giant skeleton hand, which is right here, and the jack-o'-lantern. Now, the jack-o'-lantern is a drop from the Headless Horseman in the original Exile Island. When you defeat him, so it's 100% chance, and then the giant skeleton you craft via the pumpkin witch. I can't speak. Alright. So skeleton hand. It's basically like a weakened version of Hulk's hammer. As you can see, 75 to 125 for the hammer, and if you can compare that to the skeleton hand, it's 55, then 95. So it's a weaker version. And then skeleton hand, or not skeleton hand. The jack-o'-lantern little pet. It's stronger than the sapphire eyeball in terms of its damage, so 25 to 25, no, not 20, 20 to 25, man, I'm butchering this today, and then 15 to 20, so it is stronger in terms of damage. And as you can see in the description, he says unlock this pet by encountering and defeating the Headless Horseman on Exile Island. The spooky friend will spit up fire at your enemies and occasionally ran into them like a meteor. Let's go ahead and showcase the weapons. As you can see, it just did his ram attack at it. I should probably get rid of this pet, because it might annoy you guys. There we go. So you can see the jack-o'-lantern over here in action. Just shooting fireballs at it. Let's see if it can get another shot at it. It's ramming a goblin. Doesn't seem like it. Alright. So, it did do the ram attack at first, so now I'm going to showcase the skeleton hand. As you can see, it's like it's kind of like how the Overseer Warhammer works. In terms of attack, so like you wind it up from the back. Oh, it just did its ram attack again. And then you slam it down to the ground. So all weapons like this, like the skeleton hand, it does a slight AoE, but it does the AoE itself does less damage in comparison to the actual hand. So direct impact hits will always do more damage than the AoE. And then I'll just showcase it via enemies as soon as this guy pulls the lever. There we go. So while having equipped, you will move slower. Just saying, with the skeleton hand. As you can see, I just did 73 damage to the lumberjack. Now let's go ahead and do it against Ringuts. Just did 100 damage there with the skeleton hand. Then I did 126. So, just because of the buffs that I have active on, because of the fire elemental, should be dead on next hit. There we go. So skeleton hand, it's a it's a good alternative to use if you don't have the Hulk hammer, because it is a super rare drop. To get the hammer itself. And then jack-o'-lantern, great if you're gonna farm blocks and reborn for the weapons. Highly recommend getting the jack-o'-lantern as well. So yeah, let's move on to the next set of weapons. Alright, I have teleported to Vite Island, and we'll go over the next set of items, if there are any. So, okay, here we go. So, first set of weapon, the first weapon is the Devil's Pitchfork. You can craft this by the Witch over in ROBLOX Island. Stab your enemies with the Devil's weapon of choice, bought with candies from the Strange Witch. Let's go ahead and equip that. And then you can also get the Dark Scythe, which is a drop from the boss that spawns here in this island. So we'll go ahead and equip that as well. And then the Spooky Launcher, or the Spook Launcher, launch explosive spooks with the power of a skeleton arm fling, bought with candies from the Strange Witch. And then let's see what else we have here. That seems to be it. Yep, that seems to be it. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm actually putting on elemental just if we don't survive. Alright, so Devil's Pitchfork. It's like a spear weapon, as you can see here. It's gonna go ahead and go up to these enemies. It does good rapid damage. I forgot to list the weapon damage stats, but it does good damage. I'm doing roughly 100 per strike, which is nice. And now the Dark Scythe. It's a downgraded version of the Bat Scythe. It allows you, when each time you strike, you send out these projectiles of the hologram Dark Scythes. So you can use it as kind of like a projectile weapon as well. Let's go ahead and use it on Gragnite. Or Granite. Not sure how to pronounce it. Alright, he's down. Then also the Spook Launcher. That's quite cool. So it has this what is this? These particles of ghosts, which is actually pretty cool. Then if I were to fire it, it's fire these skeletons, or skulls, I should say, that are explosive. Oh, that's cool. And you can also see this skull actually flicking off from the launcher, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this will be good for crowd control if you don't have a good weapon to support that. Let's show off a bit more of the weapons. Mainly the Dark Scythe and the Spook Launcher. Let's go ahead and wait for the portal to spawn. Come on. Oh, whoops, forgot to close OBS. So yeah, with a projectile, in addition to the actual melee portion of the Dark Scythe, it's a really good weapon to use. And then the Spook Launcher, with these buffs I do 100, like roughly 100 damage as sewed. And it's, like I said, great for crowd control, as you can see here. Let's go ahead and check out the Juggernaut first before we go on to the next set of weapons or items. I'll actually go ahead and stab him with this. There we go. Killed him. Alright, now let's go ahead to the next set of items. Alright, we're over here at Exile Island. Let's see what we got. So we have the Shadow Sword, which is a drop from the Colossal Umber Hollow on Exile Island. Terrify your enemies with a twisted sword, and hold R to charge and take on the power of the shadows. Let's go ahead and equip that. There's nothing in ranged weapons. Then we have the Ghast companion, a not so friendly ghost. While he's friendly to you, attacks nearby foes with great and terrifying power. Bought with candies from the Strange Witch. As you can see, it deals a lot of damage, 125 to 250 damage at level 51, which is nothing compared to the Crimson Eye. Let's go ahead and equip that as well. Nothing in enchantments, and I'm assuming nothing in armor. Alright. Let's go ahead and showcase these weapons. So the Shadow Sword, it's a two-handed, so of course it will strike like so. Then let's go ahead and hold R. From what it seems like, it gave me a buff to damage and speed, from the looks of it, which is good. Let's go ahead and keep attacking these guys. Uh-oh. I'll go ahead and eat these eggs. Nice. Yeah, so it gives me a plus 50% boost in damage and probably like a plus 30 to 40% boost in speed, which is awesome. And now, where is the Ghast? Oh, the Ghast is right here. He's very small from the looks of it. And he's very quick, so I can't really see where he's going. But as you can see, he's attacking these enemies that we have here. He's currently attacking the Juggernaut. Let's go ahead and attack him as well. Juggernaut should be down in a few hits. There you go. So there you go, the Ghast is trying to attack the Blundershade. It just killed it with 238 damage. That's pretty nice. It's going on a rampage right now. I don't know if you saw that, but he just expanded his face. Which is actually pretty interesting. So what it looks like, it's small when it's not attacking enemies, and it just roams around them. And then when he attacks, he expands himself to kill the enemies, which is actually pretty cool. A very weird companion. So he's very quick too, so if anything, he's much better than the Crimson Eyeball. So he attacks quick and does a lot of damage. So this is definitely a good companion for probably even Nomad. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next set of items. Alrighty, we have arrived on Nomad Island. Let's see what we got. So we have the Spine Chiller dual weapons. Haunting dual swords, which sends chills down your enemy's spines, as well as the blade itself, bought with candies from the Strange Witch and Railtack. And then, let's see what else we got. The Orcus Bow, which is dropped from Orcus Sombra in Nomad Island. The bow shoots 3 arrows at once, so pretty much like over 400 damage, which is actually pretty insane. So I'll go ahead and replace my current bow with that. Nothing from special, it seems like. Nothing in enchantment either, and nothing in armor. Alright. Let's go ahead and show off the weapons. Apparently I'm slower when I have these dual weapons for whatever reason. Ah, that's cool. So these dual weapons, they have projectiles to them, which is nice. And depending on your strikes as well. So when I strike to the right, I'll go right. Ah, it's like a combo too. Look, so I go right, left, and then right, left for but has swords, and then a double cross. That's cool. I like that. I like how the dual weapons actually have combos to them. Ah, Steam again, rip. Come here, Doombringer. So there we go, we took him out, and now we can shortcut the Orca's bow. As you can see, it already has the 3 arrows readied up. Let me see by trying to shoot at this Skelite. Ooh, 662 crit. So if you can shoot a crit or hit a crit with this weapon, aka like headshots and whatnot, then this can be very powerful. Of course, there is the ammo disadvantage because it only has 50 shots for you to use. But still a great weapon to use, as it applies no charge in comparison to the All Hallows bow. Really fun weapon to use, to be honest. Really fun weapon to use. Ah, Hunter. Let's go ahead and try and check him out with the Orca's bow. We're doing quite a bit of damage to his health when we shoot all of our when we get all of our arrows in check. Alright. Can I get the last hit? Nah, I didn't. Yeah, Orca's bow, it's a great weapon to have. As well as a spine choice if you want some projectiles in your melee attacks. Let's go on and move on to the last set of weapons or items. Alright, now I am at Exile Island. Let's go ahead and review the final set of items, which is going to be quite a lot, so bear with me. So first up, we have the Bat Scythe, which is an upgraded version of the Dark Scythe. 150 to 200 damage, 1% degrade for each time you attack, and then 55% degrade for using the special. Adds an extra bat to the Cloak of Undying, which I'll actually test. Tap R to unleash waves of vicious bats on nearby foes, which does 3 consecutive hits of 300% damage. Let's go ahead and use that. Alrighty, let's see what's next. We have the All Hallows bow, which is an upgrade of the Orca's bow, an incredible bow harboring of the soul of fear. This bow shoots 3 arrows at once and hold a charge long enough, aka for 5 seconds, to set a light for 2 times damage. Let's go ahead and use that as well. And then we have the Jackal Trio, harboring the souls of the Hollowed Horsemen. These 3 are unstoppable and fiery team. But with candies from the Strange Witch, let's go ahead and use that. There's nothing in enchantments, but there is something in armor. 2 items, actually. We'll review the hollow chest plate first, which I just got. Gives 2,500 health. This armor has absorbed the Halloween spirit and became something spooky. You must sacrifice some of your power to use it, but it yields incredible defense, bought with candies from the Strange Witch. Let's go ahead and showcase these weapons. Alright, so it gives me a ton of HP in exchange for minus 20% damage, which is quite the trade-off, to be honest. So we have the Jackal Trio on top of me, as well as the Bat Scythe. Actually, I should have equipped the Cloak of Undying. It's slower in attack speed, I think, in comparison to the Dark Scythe, from what it seems like. Wow, this Jackal Tree is actually pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and use the special attack. It barely did anything, to be honest. Let's go ahead and use the All Hallows Bow and charge it up. And as you can see, if it's fully charged, it'll have these flames that will spew from the arrows. And I can see it dealt a lot of damage. It pretty much did 1k to the portal, which is nice. But for the charge that it has, it's not worth the damage, to be honest. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually try this out with the Cloak of Undying. So originally, this cape has 3 bats, and it looks like it still has 3 bats, which is honestly quite unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and try out the special again, if I can get to the portal. Oh my goodness, I can barely see. I swear I'm not sick, guys. Alright, getting close to the mobs. Let's go ahead and use the special. Actually, we can use the special over here. Ooh, that's actually cool. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch to the next set of weapons. Or items, I keep saying weapons. Alright, now we got the All Hallows Sword, an incredible sword harboring the Soul of Shadow, which is an upgrade of the Shadow Sword. Tap R to perform a powerful blast wave attack which does 200% damage, and hits with the sword creates explosive pumpkins. Now, I'll actually go ahead and review the last one as well, which is the Fire Lord Armor. I was going to say this is the last item. Gives 1,200 HP. Extremely powerful armor, worn only by the most elite. Wearing this armor gives a plus 55 boost in attack, 55% boost in attack, and a plus 45% boost in walk speed, and health regen is increased from 10 seconds to 3 seconds. Which is actually pretty strong. As you can see, it has the kind of like this effect here with the armor, which resembles the health regen. Let's go ahead and try out the hollow sword. Has quite a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and do the R ability. My goodness. Dang, I died. That boss is strong. It's gonna have a problem soloing it if you're gonna be using melee. Alright. That's pretty much everything, except for the Hollow's Boon, which I promised to showcase. So I'll go ahead and go over to Realtek, and we'll go from there. Alright, we have arrived at Realtek. Let's go ahead and review the Hollow's Boon. Right, Hollow's Boon is an enchantment item. Increases mining speed by 50%, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the only level 1 items in the game, besides the classic sword and the laser pistol, which is actually pretty insane, and also the trowel, and possibly other stuff. Yeah. I have not seen a new level 1 thing in a long time. Anyways, so increases mining speed by 50%, flame damage, which I assume is either you have flames on yourself. So like if you're on fire, it gives you a damage and speed buff and defense buff, which stacks when until the fire is out, and provides a permanent plus 25% defense and also stun immunity. And also is bought, which also is bought with candies from the Strange Witch. So let's go ahead and actually showcase it with an ore. So as you can see, there's a major difference in that mining speed. I wonder if I can disable it like I used to. I don't think so. Alright, so I'll actually disable the Hollow's Boon, and then I'll show you what it's like without the mining speed boost. You can really see the difference in mining speed. Now let's go ahead and show off the Hollow's Boon once again. Discord, nani? Alright. Now let's go ahead and showcase it off. I prefer to use this Hollow's Boon when it comes to like stronger ores, so probably like Demonite and Glacials I would use this. But as for these weaker ores like copper and whatnot, I'd rather not. Possibly with coal, I'm not entirely sure. Might have to test it off screen. And so yeah, anyways guys, that was all the all the Halloween items that are in the Halloween event for Monster Islands. Hopefully you found this helpful. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I post something else. Goodbye.